Hello everybody, welcome back. So in this episode, I'm going through this entire big project. This has taken over a year. So as you can see, because of the title and stuff, this is a zoo. It actually has more than one of every mob in Minecraft. And yeah, so this is a project that's been going on for a long time. Since the last episode, I've made these two areas right here. But we're going to go over those last because I feel like it makes sense to go over these in the order I built them. The goal was to finish this by day 3000 and it's right before that. Oh, by the way, I'm just going to fly around the entire area without talking later. So here we are. So the first area I built was the polar zone. It's a mountain, obviously. Following the cobblestone path upwards, it leads to the first mob that I ever captured, which was the polar bear. I have a little cave, and going into this little cave here, I have some strays, which if you didn't know, you can just put a skeleton in powdered snow to turn them into strays. Going up the cobblestone path, and if you go left here, it leads into silverfish. These are actually all stone slabs, and they can't go into stone slabs, surprisingly. You learn something new every day, I guess. Following the path up more, we have a single llama. The final goal for this project is to get every variant of every mob in Minecraft. So right now I only have one, but the plan is later to get all four. I only have one because they keep dying and killing each other or something. I don't know. They keep dying and I have no idea why. So yeah, right now I only have one. Over here's the goat enclosure, I guess. And it has like a little ice thing falling down. And two goats. One has two horns and one only has one. I don't have a screaming goat yet. Going up this way here and to the right are the breezes. And going up here, I have snow golems. I realized after building all of this, I can't have snow golems because it's in a savanna, which means they just take damage because it's like a hot biome or whatever. And that's all the mobs for this area. I have a lot of empty space on the side here, as you can see. And inside the mountain, of course, is just hollow and very dark. This is what the back looks like. I just have the back flat like this in case they add more mobs to the game, which they probably will. That way I can just extend the mountain. And the final little area is right down here into the bottom of the mountain, which leads into a little gift shop. So every area has a gift shop, and they just have, you know, a little thing for each mob. This is probably my favorite of the gift shops. I just like how this one looks. I like the little ice column in the middle. And yeah, so in case you're wondering how I got the mob heads, you have to use a command block. So you do need to go into creative mode for this. I only went into creative mode to get the mob heads. I swear I didn't cheat. I have no proof that I didn't cheat. You're just gonna kind of have to believe me. So yeah, you have to go into creative with these. I'll link the website I used for getting all the mob heads. It's just called like minecraftheads.com or something. So at the end of exploring each zone, I'll rate it out of 10, I guess. I honestly really like this one. I really like it from like the side angles like this. I think it looks really nice. From right down here, it doesn't look the greatest. I'd say 7 out of 10. Next up's probably my least favorite one. It is the forest zone. So it's a forest, and I wanted to limit how many flowers I used, so it only used poppies and dandelion, and I have a few of the new bushes over here and there as well. The first enclosure right here is the pig enclosure. I only have one of the new variants. Following the path and going to the right is the sheep enclosure, so I have 19 sheeps in here, or sheps, including a jeb sheep, and a naturally spawning pig sheep. Oh, I actually don't know how to get out of here. Look at me, I'm a sheep. Continuing to the path and going into the taiga area. So this place has sweet berries and these things. Over on the right is some foxes. Look at them all sleeping. So one Arctic fox and two normal foxes. Going this way is the wolf place. I have like 5 of the wolves, I think. I spent like an hour trying to get all the variants I don't have in here and just kind of gave up. And that's it for this little taiga area. There's a few big taiga trees. I think there's 3 of them. Going down this path to the right is the bat enclosure. These guys are very annoying to capture. Probably my new least favorite mob, because they are just so ridiculously hard and annoying to capture. I had to transport each one from like around here to all the way over here, and it took about 5 minutes to transport them a single block. And that wasn't when I was accidentally killing them and letting them free and having to recapture them, and it was very annoying. So going to the right up here is the chicken area. I have 2 variants of chicken right here. Following the path down leads into kind of a dark oak forest. You can't really tell it's a dark oak forest. You'll see more of these dried leaves or whatever they're called. And going to the right leads into a cave. So this cave here has some zombies, and further down has some skeletons. Following the path over this way leads to the final one of this area, which is the cows. And going into this tree right here, I have another gift shop. As you can see, there's a little something for every mob again. On the outside, it's layers of dark oak, spruce, and oak. I have the inside as acacia. I thought that was kind of cool. So yeah, definitely my least favorite area. Most of it was just planting trees, except for this one here, which I built like last minute because I didn't have any actual stuff I built. Not a lot of effort put into the actual building. This is probably like a 2 out of 10 area. So going over to the next area, which is probably my favorite, is the Nether area. I said area like 5 times. And going up to the first enclosure is the Strider enclosure. I thought these guys were supposed to like going in lava. Every single time I've ever checked on them, none of them are in the lava. I don't know why. I guess they just like chilling. Chilling, get it? Because they're cold. Going up the path this way leads to some zombie pigmen. There's a baby one hiding in the lava here. Continuing down this path to the left here, it leads into a basalt delta with some magma cubes. So I have a big one, a small one, and a medium one. It leads into a soul sand valley with some gas. These guys were not fun to transport because they kept like killing themselves. From the soul sand valley leads into a warp forest and crimson forest. Oh wait, just about day 2000. There's also a little shortcut from the crimson forest into the basalt delta here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 0. Right on time. Anyways, so here's probably my favorite build I've ever built. This tree. I am so happy with how it turned out. So it's a crimson and warped tree. At the base it has like crimson and warped wood with cherry wood in the middle. And as it goes further up, there's more cherry wood and just like little clusters of crimson and warped wood. I'm really happy with my idea of mixing the cherry wood with these two. I think that looks really good. And on the right here is a little crimson leaf thing. I'm really happy with how this branch here looked. Like I like the drooping effect I did. Over on this side, it's the exact same but warped. I'm less happy about this side than the crimson side, but whatever. And here's probably one of my most unique ideas. So both halves of this are actually the same, just with the top leaves, not the rest of it. If you notice, these are both like mirrored, and the warp side is just 2 blocks down. I didn't really want these shroom lights, they've kind of grown on me, but I need light on here or else you could barely see parts of it. So it's kind of forced to use the shroom lights. This is what it looks like on the inside. Pretty cool. I never finished the floor here. If you go through the tree, which you can right here, it leads into a little bit of another fortress. Just a tiny one with some blazes on the right and 2 wither skeletons on the left. And by the way, you might be wondering, oh, shouldn't the rain be killing them? That's why I have a roof. A bunch of these enclosures have roofs and stuff. That's either to stop mobs from spawning in the enclosure or to like stop mobs from killing the guys in here. Like the villager enclosure, I have strain all over the ground, as you can see. So a bunch of enclosures just have strain on the ground to stop mobs from spawning inside of it. I feel like I could have done better on this little nether fortress, but it gets the job done. And then the final mob for this area, oh wait, no, never mind, there is actually more. I have some zoglin. I can't actually remember why I built the roof like this. It's very ugly though. But so are zoglins, so it fits. And yeah, see I have strain all over the ground here because zoglins pretty much attack everything, so I don't want like a zombie in here to start killing them. So there's 2 baby zoglins, I believe. That's not the end of this area though, because there's still the mobs that can't go in the overworld. So over in here's the nether side of things. So it has some pickling roots. Luckily I found a bastion that was pretty close by, so I have 3 of them in here. Some piglins. I don't know how those zombie pigments got in there, but I believe I have 5 of them in here. And here's the hoglins right here. So just while talking about the nether, this is how I transported most mobs. Just put them in a boat with a lead and just drag them along. And over here's the little gift shop area. Probably my least favorite of the gift shop. Really like this guy though. He looks cool. And there's a little counter over here. I'd rate this zone like a full 10 out of 10. Anyways, next is the end one. Probably the area that took the longest. I'm not actually sure about that. I'm actually going to go into survival for this area. It has some parkour and stuff. I need to prove I'm good at this game. So it has, I believe, 5 layers of black glass all around with some black carpet at the bottom. It's just a normal fog effect. And over here is the day 2000 thing. So I built this on day 2000. That's pretty much it for this fog that took me months to build. There's also just some smaller end islands in it. Coming out the path up here this isn't actually the end zone. This is the otherworldly zone. I needed this spot for some of the other stupid mobs and really cool mobs. We'll get to those later. So I have some mycelium in here and some chorus plants with string all along so that they don't grow. And just some brown mushrooms. There's no red mushrooms, just the brown ones. And I actually really like this aesthetic of the endstone and mycelium. I think that looks pretty good. The first enclosure here are the endermites, or endmites. No, endermites. Why did I think endmites for a second? You know, they're just there. Then continuing up here, there's just a little bit more mycelium and some bigger floating islands that are just off doing their own thing. And up here is the best mob in the game, the mushroom. So I have both mushrooms. There's some red mushrooms hidden in the back here. I don't know why I put them all in a straight line there. Okay. But yeah, you know, best mob in the game. Going along this path here, it leads into the gift shop, which just has all the heads on floating rocks and stuff. Here's the Wither Storm, rest in peace Minecraft story mode. Over here are the phantoms. These guys were annoying. They like to eat the roof, by the way. These guys were annoying because not only do you have to not sleep for 3 days, you have to not die for 3 days. That's very hard. Going up this path here, there's some endermen. This is probably one of my favorite just on its own enclosures. I made it look like the endermen built a little house. I wanted it to look like this area was just flat. And then the endermen started taking part this bit here and building their own little house. And going up here is the shulker enclosure. It's just an end ship I used a tutorial to make. And there's just some shulkers and boats because oh yeah, same with the Endermen, I almost forgot to mention. You kind of just have to keep them in boats or else they teleport. Surprisingly, the shulkers weren't actually that hard to get. I had an end gateway that spawned on an end city though, so that was definitely helpful. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention. I made the skin a while ago for this project. I can finally start wearing my normal skin again. Pretty cool. I made it all by myself. Well, when I say that, I mean the actual outfit, not the bacon part. I just stole that from some other random person. And alright, so that's it for this area. Nope. Here we have a little deep slate area with a little bit of skulk. Bet you can't guess what's down here. And so I designed it so you have to walk through here with just half a heart. I'm really happy with how I designed this area because it actually feels like just walking around through it, even as the person who made it. It just feels like, I don't know how to put it, like claustrophobic, I guess. It just feels very easy to get lost in. That's a good way to put it. Going down this path here to the left, it brings you to a wither. It's normally a lot more complicated to capture a wither, but I have mob griefing turned off, so. And that's why I've been stuck with that zoo boss bar at the top for months now. Honestly, I'm surprisingly used to it. You'd think it'd get in the way, but. And he is the reason why I can never turn back on mob griefing now. Going back up this way and to the left now, it goes quite a lot deeper, maybe a bit more skulk infested. Yeah, I really bet you guys can't guess what's down here. Oh, it's going even deeper. Oh, I bet you really can't guess what's down here. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh, it's a sheep. No, it's a warden. I had you all fooled. So I made it so you can walk around out here without disturbing him at all. He just is paying attention to the snow block so he doesn't despawn. So the snow block has 2 observers constantly like powering the snow block to distract him. If you don't have this, he will just go into the ground after he doesn't hear a noise for so long. And somehow when I was building this, I never noticed the cave that's like 2 blocks away from it. Sometimes in the captions, even all the way up at the surface, I see like Warden notices something angrily or whatever. And I think that's because bats are flying around. But it does scare me every once in a while. Whenever I see that, I always have to go down here and check just to make sure the Warden didn't escape somehow. And then there is one more mob down here. Where am I? It's not the Wither. It's the only other boss in the game, however. Alright, you might have guessed what it is. That's right. I captured the Ender Dragon. I think I'm the first person to ever do this. But yeah, he's pretty scary. Yeah, very dangerous. And he has cheese in his enclosure because he likes cheese. So this is what Under the Fog effect looks like right here. And yeah, that's actually it for this area. Probably my second favorite area, maybe my third favorite. I'd rate this one 8 out of 10. For just an end area, I feel like I had a lot of like creative ideas for it, like adding the mycelium. I feel like I did pretty good with my color palette of end stone and purple. So the next area is the jungle area right here, or jungle zone. So it's what you'd expect out of a jungle. There's jungle trees and bigger jungle trees, and I put little like patches of moss and lush cave plants over here and there. Coming up the path you'll find the first water area. So these water patches are like more what's the word, lush, where like they have more plants and stuff, and they have clay all around, and watermelons. This is the only place you'll find watermelons and cocoa beans, glowberries. So yeah, these water areas are supposed to be like more full of life, I guess. Following the path down here, it leads to an ocelot place. Oh yeah, there's also these little oak leaf bushes. And going down this path, it leads to another water area. This image right here would be a good like background for a computer, I feel like. And so this is also where we see our first big tree. So these have vines only around the trunk area. I have maybe a stack of string for each big tree because vines are very annoying because there's no way to stop them growing except for placing string all around. Going into this bee enclosure, this is the only place that you will find the flowering azaleas. Then there's just some bees flying around. I don't know what happened to this guy. Going down this path, and let's go left first. It leads into the parrot enclosure. So I have all 5 parrots in here. And going to the left from here leads into the gift shop. So I have a thing for each mob, like always, and an evil panda, because not looking forward to getting the brown panda. Going down this path to the right, it leads to the sniffers. This is my first interaction with the sniffer ever, because they are kind of useless. They're also very cute. I like them. If you look at their noses head on like this, it looks like a face, and I can't unsee it now. I couldn't, but they're blocking the way now. Yeah, look at that. It looks like a very creepy face. Going down the path, there's some, these things, and a bigger water area. Over here are the pandas. There's none right now. And before you say, oh, clickbait, clickbait, it is right here. I still have to breed pandas. I had to, and then one died. So this guy's just kind of been staying here all by himself. Going into this little hill in here, I'm happy with how this turned out. There's little like jungle stems or whatever going into the root, and just little water things every here and there. I just have like dirt and grass every once in a while. That might look nice. I don't know. It was more because I was too lazy to get more moss, so I just left it as dirt. Going down this way right here. Oh yeah, I have this spot free in case they add the glare. Probably not going to, but you know, just in case. Going down here, it leads into a glow squid area, and here's just some drip leaves and stuff. Over on this side are the axolotls. I'm just missing the blue one. They really like this corner. Oh yeah, there's also some waterfalls coming in from the sides every once in a while. I like this one. I'm gonna say a 7 out of 10. Next up is the beach zone. So the first enclosure right here to the left is the turtles. I was gonna add more turtles because this looks very empty. I just kind of forgot to. And I'm going to continue to forget to. I think this is actually the area that took the longest, not only because of all the water and stone I had to mine out, but because of the prismarine. I don't have a prismarine farm, so I had to kill a lot of guardians. And for the -3 people that are wondering, I didn't just fill the top layer with water. Every single one of these layers was filled with water, so all of the water in here is a full block. I didn't do it the lazy way and just filled up the top layer. Over here is the dolphin exhibit. It's very, visible. This is the only way to keep dolphins alive because they have to breathe both water and air, and if they're unloaded, then they'll get stuck wherever they are. I don't know how that works, but I looked it up and that's what somebody said, so yeah. As far as I know, this is literally the only way to keep them alive. It looks really ugly, but luckily you can't see the bubbles through the glass. I did have a baby dolphin because they added those to Java, but it grew up. I don't know why, in my head I was thinking it wouldn't, but yeah, they need to fix dolphins. So like the top half of this zone is just like seagrass and a few sea pickles over here and there to light it up. Let's go left first. It leads down into the salmon enclosure with all 3 sizes of salmon. I was very worried of where they all went for a second, but they're up here. And let's go left again. It leads into the tropical fish area. So I said I'm capturing every variant of every mob, and I'm gonna do that except for tropical fish. I will probably do that eventually, but you know, that would be very laggy. It's not gonna be in the zoo. But you know, I have a wide variety here. I don't know why. They just like freeze a lot. Hello, squid. This is a coral area. It was not fun getting all this coral, but I think it looks pretty nice. And over here is the pufferfish area, and this is where the coral starts to get like dried out, right along this kelp forest here. Going down this path from the entrance, starts to get darker and brighter and darker and brighter and darker and brighter. It never hits below light level 0, so no mobs can spawn in here. I think it makes it a lot creepier. Back up here a bit is the cod enclosure. Really nothing else to say. And continuing back down the creepy area, there's some squids, and going to the left again, there are 4 drowns, I think, in this half-broken shipwreck. I don't know where the 2 baby ones went. I have one with a fishing rod, and one of the baby ones had a trident. Oh, here it is right here. And continuing back down here is a little bit of an ocean temple. It looks decent, I guess. Down here is the gift shop, just some watery related things like coral and Squidward. And in here are the guardians. Before you leave, because this is clickbait, I don't have guardians yet. I don't really want mining fatigue when I'm doing stuff around the zoo. It's gonna take a while to transport them, but it's not really a challenge. And yeah, I'm not gonna capture the Elder Guardian until I capture every variant of every mob, so when I've actually fully completed the zoo. I feel like that's fair that I haven't captured it yet. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention the little kelp forest here. So this kelp forest adds to the creepy aesthetic of this bottom half of the ocean. So there's just kind of a wall of kelp. And over on this side near the end here, it goes like on top of the glass. Alright, so it's just these 2 areas left, which are the ones that are new. Before we explore them, we gotta do a super cool, awesome, radical, montage. that's done, I just need to go behind these chests here. I thought this was a pretty cool idea, using the yellow concrete powder as a path. I wish there was something else I could have used instead of these sandstone slabs. Why aren't there like concrete slabs in the game yet? So continuing down this path, it leads to the rabbit. I only have 3 right now. And I have the secret one for naming one Toast. And oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention the dried grass and dead bushes and stuff. I just have like little clusters of them every here and there. On the left here is a charged creeper and a normal creeper. This is actually my first time ever doing anything with a charged creeper. They're pretty cool. It's very satisfying to hit one with a trident. And I just have like, that guy's coming towards me. I just have like creeper ruin things here. Yeah, I made like pillars for them to like hide behind so they can like jump scare people walking by. I don't know. Going to the right of here, it leads to the husks, which don't burn in daylight, so you don't need a roof above them. When I was capturing these guys, I found a lot of them were holding iron tools. It was very hard to find ones that weren't holding anything. And to the right here, I like this enclosure. I'm pretty happy with it actually, is the camel enclosure. So I luckily found some desert villages that were pretty nearby. I was really worried about getting the camels because you can only find them in desert villages and new chunks and stuff, and they're very slow. So I made like a little oasis thing with some cactus flowers on the ground. I just learned that you can like put cactus flowers on the ground. I like accidentally placed one and was like, oh, that looks good. And there's also some sugarcane. You might be wondering about this guy. I don't know either. I've pushed him down multiple times, and he keeps getting back up there. I think he's climbing on top of the other guy, but yeah, that guy just likes chilling there. It's never anywhere else on the wall, it's always here as well. Why are these guys mad at me? Going back over here to where the creepers are, I have a horse enclosure with almost every horse variant. I believe I'm missing 2 of them. Actually, surprisingly easy. There's 35 horse variants. I found most of them without really any effort. And I have a little Badlands pillar thing in the middle. I don't think I've ever called it the Badlands before. I always call it the Mesa. So going past the husks again, we have the armadillos on the right and some skeleton horses on the left with a little zombie horse Easter egg right there. Why am I not in spectator mode? I don't know. So here's the mountain right here. I wish it looked a little better from this side. Even from the back, this effect looks okay if it just ending, I think. But yeah, going inside here, I have a mine shaft. Here's the little shop right here. There were a bunch of creeper heads. I thought that one was the most fitting because it's desert. Nothing else really notable. Oh, spring bunny, I guess. I couldn't find any other bunnies. For some reason, there's a lot of FNAF skins in Minecraft. Like, I search bunny, 3/4 of the results are spring bunny. So, going down this mine shaft here, I'm actually pretty happy with how this mine shaft turned out. So, this is supposed to be a copper mine shaft. Why? Because I was too lazy to get a bunch of gold. I say as I find some gold. So, it's just, you know, classic mine shaft. It's going over a lava pit. This is the only place in here that has the gold. And there's a little like crack in the wood here, I guess. And over here it like collapsed or whatever. So you have to go this way right here. And whoa, cobwebs. Here's another collapsed mine shaft. And so going down here, you can see like cracks in the stone here that leads to the cave spider enclosure. It's pretty annoying to get them out of the cave. Luckily, I found them in a cave with a pretty big entrance. And going back here, I have some spiders to the right, named after Spooderman. I believe Spooderman's from like some meme, but I'm gonna say I came up with it all on my own. And if you were paying close attention, you might have noticed this little secret area behind this cobweb here. This is where the copper golems are gonna be. So I'm gonna say like in the lore, the people who built this mine, they were looking for copper. Clearly they were blind because they missed a lot of copper and they were looking for some like secret copper like ancient building thing, and that's what's going to be behind here. And this is where the copper golems are going to be. I'm going to use like the new copper chains and stuff when they come out. So that's it for this area. This area really didn't take that long. I think it took like 2 weeks, but that was 2 weeks of me playing pretty much 24/7. Time for the final area, the Flatland zone. So the first thing we have here, all the cat variants, surprisingly really easy. There are 11 of them. Coming up this path and to the left, there's some hay bales and some villagers. So I'm going to have a villager of each profession and also a villager from every biome. So right now I only have a few. I have a nitwit and an unemployed one. And it's kind of funny to think about. The nitwit and the unemployed one were the first 2 I put in here. So it's kind of funny because they would have claimed these beds first, right? So it's kind of funny that the only 2 without jobs are going to be the only 2 with houses. And then coming up here is a little shop with all the mobs and stuff again. Nothing too notable here, I don't think. Chef, Vindicator from Minecraft Dungeons and King Slime and Kermit the Frog, and the best villager profession, McDonald's worker. Going to the left of here leads into the Iron Golem place. This was the last mob I captured. Going to the left of here is the Wandering Trader and Llama area. So you can't capture Wandering Traders, they despawn after 2 hours no matter what. And the Wandering Trader llamas, I know you can keep them. Like, I know there's some way you can keep them, but I haven't been able to figure it out. I've tried taming them, I've tried feeding them hay bales, I've tried name tagging them, I've tried all three at the same time, I've tried everything. They just keep despawning. And to just test it out because they kept despawning, I just put 2 of them in a dirt box, they were name tagged, they were fed, they were tamed, no mobs could have possibly killed them, and they were both gone. Oh, and they were in a boat. I know you can keep them, I've had them as pets before, but they keep despawning in this world no matter what I do. And then coming up this path here leads into a swamp with some slimes. I have all 3 slimes. I'll go more into the swamp later. Over to the left here are zombie villagers in a little blacksmith house. I added a bunch of mossy cobblestone, and I just have 3 of them right now. On the right here is some donkeys, and if you follow down this path, here are the mules. In this house here, it's probably one of my more unique ideas. In this church, you can go down this ladder into a kind of igloo-inspired basement, and down here are the evokers and an illusioner. So you might be wondering, how aren't they summoning vexes? Mobs can't actually see you through glass. As long as I don't break any of these blocks, they can't summon vexes because they don't see me. Perfectly fine right now, but if I do this, then they'll get mad, and I'll have to deal with that now. Going back this way, over by the mules, are the LAs. So I just had these guys in my local woodland mansion because I just left them in there because they're stupid. I don't have to be mad at LAs anymore. Copper golems are getting added. So you know what? I'm even with these little guys. I still hate them. And over here is a little Vex head. After an evoker summons them after like 100 seconds, I think it is, the Vexes just automatically die. There's no way to stop it. So going this way and going to the left are the pillagers. So I just made some pillager tents here. I have a banner guy, just some normal ones. And behind here I have the Ravagers and a little wheat farm. I showed it in the montage. I just got them from a raid from a village that is conveniently right beside here. And you might be wondering, how did the raid end if you have the mobs captured? As long as you get the raid mobs far enough away, then the raid just continues. And over here are the Vindicators. One of them is named Johnny, which is another name tag Easter egg. It doesn't change anything visually, but you know. So I have them in this little blacksmith house that they took over. And then finally, for this area, is the swamp right here. So going down this path first, we have the 3 frogs and a tadpole. Surprisingly weren't as annoying to get as I thought they would be. And over here are the witches. These guys are very annoying to transport because they constantly kill you. And so I think I could have done the swamp a little better, but it took about an hour for 1 mangrove tree because these things spawn with like 1,000,000,000 vines on them. I have to get rid of all the vines or else they spread everywhere. Hello. And there's no way to stop vines from spreading. Vines are very annoying. I'm gonna leave before that guy throws something at me. So going down this final path here are the bogs. Luckily I found a trial chamber with them in my trial chamber video. Yeah, that's it. These last 2 areas barely took me any time at all. They took like a month in total for these 2 areas, but yeah, surprisingly, these 2 areas took like the least amount of time, which is weird because the Flatland zone has like the most mobs out of any of these areas. These 2 areas took me 9 months to build, but that's including a lot of like month-long breaks and stuff. Yeah, I'm happy with how quickly I did these 2 areas. Oh yeah, I forgot to rate this area. It's kind of bland, I guess, like a 6 out of 10. In this area here, it just feels like it's missing something. I think once I plant a few more trees in here, it'll look a lot better. So I'm gonna rate this one a 5 out of 10, I think. Well, alright then. So I have a few things left to do in this video. I have to do the day 3000 stuff. I have to go through all of these areas without talking. Oh yeah, I have to go through my statistics. So I'm just gonna scroll by these and stop whenever I find one that's interesting. Here it is, number of deaths. Almost 5,000. I've played for 34 days. I've had the world pause for 20 days. Really shows you I procrastinate. I've traded with villagers 38,000 times from like getting glass and stuff. I've mined 230,000 stone, broke 24 shears, crafted 49,000 glass. I've killed 3,300 guardians, accidentally killed 1 mushroom. I've killed 8,500 squids. What I find is the best way to get emeralds for glass or whatever is killing squids. Because they drop a bunch of ink sacs every time with looting 3. So it's really easy to get a bunch of emeralds from that. because if you have your villager zombified and cured and whatever, then you can get 1 emerald for every ink sack. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. I don't know why this tree is like this. It's very ugly, but it's also really weird looking. It breaks the rules of nothing beyond the end here, but it's also a really funny looking tree. I don't know if I should keep this tree or not. Comment down below, I guess. I've never seen a tree generate like that. I have no idea why it did. There's a few more things I want to look at. I broke 13,000 jungle leaves. That's pretty much it that's interesting. Did I get any cool achievements during this? I got Uneasy Alliance, I guess. I had a mace when I started this project. I have zero idea where it went. I think it's somewhere in one of these chests. So I guess next order of business to do the day 3000 stuff. So let's build this day 3000 thing. And I am missing one whole block. That's really great. Okay. So here it is right here. Well, it's good enough. And the further you get, the more you can see it. Okay. And if you look this way, it looks like it says, ooh, E. And so, yeah, there's one more thing I have to do, and that's update the maps I already have. So here they are right here. I'm going to update all of them, but for the sake of how long this video is, I'm just going to update these ones. I'm going to have it like this. That parrot's making creeper noises. I'm going to take a screenshot like this. Come back here once I've updated all the maps. It's crazy seeing the ocean one with like being unfinished. Same with the jungle one. Oh yeah, here's what this looks like at night, by the way. Pretty nice. I always find it weirdly satisfying, like putting maps into item frames. You have to like rotate them the right way and figure out where they all are. Hopefully it'll be a really cool transition. And there it is. I'm gonna do a little time lapse or whatever of me going through all the builds without talking. Alright then, so that's done. This is gonna sound kinda weird, but it's gonna be nice actually, like, being able to sleep at my base, because I genuinely haven't been in here in months. You might be wondering, what am I doing next? Like, what's the next big project? Because I'm taking a break from this project. I'm not going to capture every variant of every mob for quite a while. You might be wondering, what's the next big project? And to that, I say, I don't know. One more thing. You might have noticed there was no creaking or happy gas in there. And you're right. Technically, this video has been clickbait all along. I got you, suckers. But no, that's honestly kinda just because I forgot they were in the game. The next video will probably be me exploring a pill garden for the first time. Then I'll get a creaking, and then I'll just get the happy gas off camera. But, yeah. Bye. And now I just have to deal with this. That's fun.